It's Monday. You know what that means after a fun-filled weekend with beautiful weather, might I add. As we head into the summer months, the dog days of sports, the dog days of summer. Flex On Podcast is getting you through it. Episode 444. Someone called Jay-Z. Get him on the line. Flex On Podcast. We're talking about Dan Hurley turning down the Lakers, telling LeBron nah. Caitlin Clark left off the USA women's basketball roster. Right or wrong, we'll talk about it. Mike Tomlin gets extended. Of course, we get goofy with Cavante. Of course, we're going to talk about the finals. Are they over? Boston's up 2-0. Where does this series go from here? And of course, on Saturday, it will be fight night. Baltimore's own Tank Davis returns to the ring. Take on Frank Martin, who is also undefeated. We'll talk about it. Is he a nobody? I got my opinions. The Flex On Podcast, episode 444. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're new. Slam dunk that subscribe button. Lay up that like button. And go ahead, block that bell to know when we're live. And go ahead and get those super chats in. Let us know your thoughts. And you can always cash app us. The Flex On 1. Episode 444 coming your way right after this. Episode 444, hitting you harder than some Jay-Z lyrics on your Monday nights. It's the Flex On Podcast, fellas. Only place giving you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Throw up your ones, acknowledge the head of the sports podcast table, the Flex On Podcast, because remember, it's always the Flex On's house. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Episode 444, giving you more and more. Talking about that NBA Finals, talking about Dan Hurley telling LeBron, nah, bruh. Talking about where did the Lakers go from here. Talking about Caitlin Clark. We're talking about Mike Tomlin. Talking about OTAs, getting goofy, and doing it all with you, Flex On family. Twitter, Instagram, the Flex On 1, the Flex On 1 at gmail.com, the Flex On Podcast on TikTok, Super Chat us, or you can hit that Cash App down below, the Flex On 1. And as always, hit that like button. It costs you nothing. Make sure you leave a tip for us. It helps us out tremendously. Hit that bell, hit the subscribe button. God's favorite host. I'm not going to waste too much time. We got a lot to get into. Big show, episode 444, if you're in the numbers and all that, as we're on the road to 500 episodes. Batting leadoff, the man with the plan, the man that makes streams pristine. He's operating at a new level. He's looking clean and clear. He's got a new picture that you can see in the background. He's in widescreen, like Dolby, which he loves to see his movies in. It's the one and only social media producer, the man of the Flex Zone, the one and only Big Raj.
No bread, no water, just meat.
Finish him, Daddy.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Big Raj. If you can hear me, I'm very, very clear right now. But it was a great weekend. You know, had a pay-per-view last night, Battleground. It was iffy, but, you know, it is what it is. But I'm here, ready to talk some sports, as always, and recap what happened during the weekend and earlier today.
Next up, the voice of reason, the Mandalorian, the captain of the goofy ship. It's the one and only Cravante. Bay Down.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders.
Oh, gosh, something wrong here.
Well, now that's goofy. Well, now. Jam. Oh, jam.
That's right.
Stupid. Just stupid.
Yep. I think he checked all the boxes, guys. Again, I will never use to that. Even if / when the commander start turning things around. I don't think I'll ever get used to that. But another Monday evening with my guys, ready to get this thing started. I can't wait to talk about the Lakers being goofy. It's gonna be a fun one.
Last but not least, the Flex Zone Messiah, the head of the Flex Zone table, the tribal chief, Mr. 25-8, the one who tells them whoop that trick, the one who's always working hard, the super producer, the pride of the East Side, saving misbehavior, the A-lister, the undeniable Mr. Morgan State University, Mr. Ball So Hard University, my brother, the one and only Drizzy Dre, back in the Flex Zone building, the patriarch, along with Cravante of the Flex Zone podcast.
Acknowledge me. Whose house?
Oh, my favorites, man. I appreciate it. Cravante, the Lakers aren't goofy, man. Lay off of us, man. We trying to hit home runs, man. Just like my Yankees should have been hitting over this weekend, losing 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers, but possibly giving y'all a World Series. Oh, don't you put your thumbs up, Byron. Possibly giving y'all a World Series preview. Put your thumb up, Raj. Up there. Quick story though. I ran into Uncle Raj over the weekend. I had to see myself on the big screen. Me being the modern day Mike Lowry, and Uncle Raj ran into me. And tell the people what you said I look like in the group.
You look like an off-brand version of Mike Lowry. Is what you look like.
Great value.
That's not what you said in the damn
Great
chat.
values.
That's
Great
not what
value
you said.
version of Mike Lowry. But no, seriously though, you was looking kind of dapper there in the movie.
Appreciate you, man. That's because I went from brunch with my good brother Cravante and went over to the movies a little later on to see my boy Mike Lowry and Bad Boys 4, man.
Whew, well,
Smith, man. Shout out to Will Smith.
good reviews from the movie,
Shout
made
out
a
to
lot of
Martin
money.
too, man.
So shout out to the good brothers over there. But Raj, this weekend, Roman Reigns. I mean Tank Davis, because he's got the Roman Reigns schedule, because he only fights once a year. When was his last fight? Like a year ago. He will take his 29-0 record against Frank Martin, who is 18-0.
Who?
I don't know who. I don't know who. He's a nobody. I keep telling Raj he's a nobody. He will take his 18-0 record against Cravante Tank Davis, Baltimore's own, who is 29-0. I do have the tail of the tape I want to pull up for you guys as we try to continue to give you what you want sports-wise for those who may or may not know, because I have no idea who he is.
Go Google it.
I will go Google it. But as you can see, I did Google it, everyone. As you can see, we got
That
Tank
is
Davis
wild.
and Frank Martin. As you see, Tank Davis is minus 600, the favorite. Frank Martin plus 400, so you might get a little nice payout. Both are 29 years of age. Frank Martin is called the Ghost. He ain't Omari Hardwick in Power or James St. Patrick, so I don't want to hear anybody called Ghost like my good brother Dre says, but him. Tank, of course, we know his nickname. Tank 5'5". Martin is 5'8". Tank's reach is 67.5. Martin 68-inch. Both lightweights. Calvin Ford, the trainer for Tank Davis, and Derek James for Frank Martin. Tank is 29-0, and Martin is 18-0. And Tank's last win. Oh, here we go. I Googled it, and Google helped me out. Ryan Garcia, April 22nd, 2023. So I think that's over a year, right, fellas?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And then his last win was against Artem, I'm not going to pronounce his last name, in July 15th of 2023. Raj, I'm going to give you the first words on this fight. I know we love boxing here. We love to talk about it. Baltimore's own last fight was over basically a year ago. Well, yeah, over a year ago, so last April. How do you see this fight playing out? I think Frank Martin's a nobody. You keep telling me maybe we should be a little worried. How do you see this fight playing out?
I'm about to go rob something. Y'all know me. I'm dangerous.
Oh, sorry. Tank joins us here on the program. Will there be some ass whoopings on Saturday, as a good brother Dre likes to see?
Yes, it's going to be somebody getting their asses whipped. Probably in the undercard. I'm not sure. I'm be honest with you. I don't know what to make of this fight. I mean, does it seem like he's fighting a nobody? Sure. But Adrian Broner was fighting a nobody too last week. You saw what happened to him. He got his teeth knocked out. But anyway, you don't play around with the opponent in front of you. I understand that a lot of people don't know who Frank Martin is, and I get it. I don't even know who the hell Frank Martin is, my damn self. But I know from what I've heard from other people that he is a legit contender for Tank. So I'm not. If I'm Tank, I'm not playing around. I'm bringing my A game, and I'm going to try to get him up out of there in probably like the first, I don't know, 5 to 6 rounds. But knowing Tank and knowing how goofy he can be at times, you probably play around with him, feel him out, and probably take him the distance, and probably get a knockdown in the 11th or 10th round. But yeah, man, this is one of those fights where it isn't a big name. It is a who, as you would say, Byron, had you been playing that damn who button all day. And yeah, I would not play around with my opponent. Not at all. Not at all. So legit Frank Martin is a guy that gets the who put on him, but I think he can definitely be a guy that takes out Tank if Tank is not on his A game.
All right, Cravante.
Byron, what's the hit the button real quick?
Oh, you want the? Hold on, I got you.
Yep.
Who?
I don't know. This is but okay, to Roger's point, you should never, and we've known this being in the sporting world as long as we've been, whether we've been writing, reporting, doing a little journalism here and there, or even how our good brother Byron did, call a game or two. You never underestimate your opponent. Never. Let the fans do that. Let the media and the fans do that. But you, as the person who's involved in whatever sport at the time, but now we're talking about boxing, so boxing, you do not underestimate your opponent, because that's how teams, individuals get beat. And I don't know much about this guy. Raj said we should be concerned of some level. I'm not, because I feel like Tank, as long as Tank plays his fights the way that he knows how to fight, or box how he knows how to box and how we know him to box, this should not be a problem. Now, the brother is undefeated, but we know nothing of the brother. I don't know any of his previous fights. Who is his biggest fight? Is somebody that we know of, or he kind of came out of nowhere. But if you're gonna make a name for yourself, this would be the time to do it, because Tank is one of the biggest names in boxing right now. So the young man has an opportunity to really stick his foot into some elite level boxing. So it'll be interesting to see. But I'm not worried about Tank taking an L or anything. If anything, Byron, we need to take a look at the betting odds for a technical knockout and a regular knockout.
Yes, and I'm looking it up, Dre, as I go to you. Is this on Amazon Prime? So how does this work? Do I have to pay additional to my Prime, or if I have Prime, I can just watch it for free? Anybody know?
You might can watch it for free.
Somebody in the comment
If
section,
it's on
please.
Prime and you're already paying for it, I don't see.
Yeah, it says Prime Video, Saturday, June 15th, and it just says Prime Video. Do I have to pay? You know how you have the streaming access, but then you got to pay additional for premium stuff? I don't know. Anyway, we'll figure that out.
Does that mean I can watch it on Twitch?
Does that mean I can watch it at home? I don't have to go out. But Dre, how you feeling, brother? I mean, is this a WC? Are you giving them the Dre finger wave?
No, I mean, it's a formidable opponent. I mean, anytime our resident Uncle Rod says don't take it for granted, then we can't take it for granted, especially if you want to continue to put your name amongst the greats. Tank. We already know how Tank is, being all of us, well, majority of us being from Baltimore in this panel, seeing him before he became a mainstream boxer. and you already undefeated. You want to keep that streak going. So I mean, we'll see. But I mean, the last two fights, the Garcia fight, and what was the fight before that, Raj? You said
Barrios.
Barrios, that we said he shouldn't take for granted, and we thought that there was a possibility he would lose those last two fights, and he came out, knocked dudes out. So I mean, I don't see it any differently until it gives me that Tyson feel until I see him get knocked out or knocked down and lose a fight. I don't really see him losing. I think right now him and Canelo, excuse me, are the best two boxers going right now. They're both mainstream and must see. So anytime they could be fighting, as you would call them, Byron soup cans, and we still gonna pay our money and we still gonna go out there and watch this fight. Now I am trying to see though.
I'm looking it up, Dre. Now it's a
it's
pay-per-view. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like a
And
pay-per-view,
if you
but
can
it's on Amazon.
see, yeah, it's Amazon pay-per-view. So you still have to pay $74.95 if you want to order this, even if you have Amazon Prime. It looks like.
That's crazy.
So there you go. I don't know if you guys can see clearly if you're
I
watching on the
clearly.
screen.
I enhanced it. I enhanced it. So
Thank you.
That's crazy. So you got to pay. So you got Amazon, and then you still have to pay because it's a pay-per-view.
It's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
So
I mean, do we all have Tank winning?
Imagine WWE doing that. You got
soon, Dre. Soon, Dre.
Huh?
Yeah, WWE.
Soon, Dre.
They're
going to be pimping it to ESPN and still having Peacock for the big 4 or 5.
Just wait till the big 4 come. They're going to be paying. You'll be paying $100 to see it.
No, I won't.
Well,
not I.
Going to Jimmy's then.
Yeah, I'm about to say back to Jimmy's then.
Does Tank knock him out, Dre? How you see it playing out?
Probably so. I mean, every Tank fight I've seen, he's done knock somebody out. So I don't see why this won't be any different. I mean, and Tank. I mean, and the thing about Tank is he can get you multiple ways. I mean, he has that mean right when he connects. But I mean, we saw in the Garcia fight, man. He up there, basically breaking ribs like Braun Breaker just broke Ricochet. So. Once he gets you, man, in that body part with that right, you'll have no choice but to go down. So, I mean, I don't see nothing less than a knockout from Tank. I mean, even though the guy has a height and reach advantage over him, we've seen that before, and he can break somebody down and then knock him out.
Well, Dre, I know you got a dip. We're gonna save the Laker talk for when you return, so we'll get to that in the next part. Dre's gonna be back. Let's roll to as Dre leaves. Let's go to Mike Tomlin. Let's go to Pittsburgh as we got a couple quick hitters. As Mike Tomlin gets an extension through 2027 with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin, who's never had a losing season with the Pittsburgh Steelers, has agreed to an extension today through 2027. He's the NFL's longer tenured coach. He is entering his 18th season. He signed a 3-year extension, and he was entering the final year of a 3-year extension that he signed in 2021 this season as well. And Mike Tomlin, he's a model of winning, model of consistency, and he does that for the Steelers. Mike Tomlin's streak of 17 straight seasons finishing 500 or better is the third longest streak by any coach in NFL history, trailing Tom Landry and Bill Belichick. Tom Landry did it for 21 years, Bill Belichick for 19, Mike Tomlin with 17. He just passed George Hollis for 16. So Raj, Omar Epps, Mike Tomlin, whatever you want to call him, he will be in Pittsburgh for another 3 years. No surprise probably here.
Yeah, no shock there. He's deserved it. I mean, a lot of those Steelers teams that he took to the playoffs had no business making the playoffs, especially after when Ben retired. It's like who was on the team? Like Mason Rudolph was your quarterback. Who else was a quarterback? I can't remember all the quarterbacks they ran through. Since
Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph.
And there was another cat that I can't remember.
They had damn, who else did they have?
Look who's in the chat. Of course, as soon as we start talking about Omar Epps, she pops up. What's going on?
What's up, Miss Sharon?
What's going on, Miss Sharon? But yeah, I mean, Mike Tomlin is a great coach. I can't front. I don't like the Steelers, of course. I hate them. but I will always give props to him because Mitchell Trubisky. That's right. That's the other one. I always will give props to him because he always finds ways to beat the Ravens. He always keeps the Steelers competitive. And when you think they're not, they're not in it, or they're out of it, they're always in it some type of way. So he deserves his extension. He doesn't deserve to be fired. He's probably one of the best coaches available in the NFL. Well, I say he's one of the top 5 coaches in the NFL right now. And yeah, man, he deserves to when he decides to retire is when he should go. Is when he decides, not when the ownership decides or the fans or whatever. I think is when he decides to leave. He should be able to leave on his own merit. And yeah, this coming season is going to be kind of crazy for the Steelers because they didn't revamp a lot of the offense. The defense is still nasty, of course. They got 2 quarterbacks that can get it done, and it's just going to be ugly in this division, like I've been saying. So Mike Tomlin getting that extension, it only helps the continuity of the team. It helps, the focus on this upcoming season. He doesn't have to worry about a contract dispute or a contract period. He already knows that he's loved and he's taken care of for more years to come. So yeah, man, it's just a great thing for the Steelers organization, especially for a black man like Mike Tomlin to continue to have that job and hold it down for as long as he's had it.
Cavante, you go ahead pencil them in for 9 wins every year.
Easy.
The Steelers. What do you? I mean, well deserved.
Yes. First of all, phenomenal actor. Okay. He does not get enough credit for what he does on film and then turn around on Sundays and coach the football team. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. But to the tail end of Rogers' points, black man been able to hold down a job. Y'all know how hard that is in the NFL. I really commend and I admire because my organization has not been great for the majority of my life, and I admire organizations that do things the right way and do right by their people. There's been a couple times where there's been some rumblings about Mike Tomlin possibly losing his job. And obviously, well, now it was just hearsay, and I heard like a couple minority folks in the Pittsburgh organization did not want him to be there, and it was absolutely absurd because no matter what you put in front of him, he finds a way to make it work. He is the true definition of a chef's coach, I guess I could say. No matter what you give him, he gonna cook it up, and he's gonna put a competitive product on the field every Sunday, no matter what. Look, come on, man, same person, okay, same person. Just put a headset on him, and that's the same person. But also we all know, again, like to my first point, there's not a lot of brothers, head coaching brothers in the NFL, and when we do get one or a couple, it's like we lose one, then we gain one, lose one, then we gain one, lose 2, then we gain 2. But come on, man. Listen, man, he was in juice. But phenomenal coach. He will be a first ballot Hall of Famer whenever it's all said and done. And I love to watch it, and I think all of us give us some inspiration that brothers out here can do it. All right, and Mike Tomlin is one of the very few, and he's done it for what, 17 years?
Yeah, that's 2007.
He's right there, right around where Jim Harbaugh is, and like again, brothers, it's it's hard to keep a job nowadays, and no matter what industry you're in, but especially the NFL. And I also commend the Pittsburgh Steelers with running the organization how it's supposed to be ran, and not letting external influences dictate how they run their organization, and keeping a top, like as Rod said, a top 5 head coach. We're not even going to get into that right now, but I'm comfortable with saying top 5 head coach right now. And yeah, so I absolutely amazing. Like also, like Rod said, been quite a few times he has not been a couple times where he should not have been in the playoffs, and they found a way in the playoffs. The offense could use some work, but he's a defensive minded guy, so the defense is always going to be good. As long as they get that offense right, first starting with the quarterback, they'll be good to go. And of course, they're in a rough and rugged division. I feel like if you put the Pittsburgh Steelers in any other division, they probably win it. Pretty much any division that's not including the Chiefs, pretty much. So it's unfortunate that they're in the North, but they're still making it happen.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that we're heading real quick to mandatory OTAs beginning this week, and for the Ravens tomorrow, Raj. Yes, I know you're excited. The shorts and t-shirts are on, no pads yet. What are you looking forward to seeing from a Ravens perspective? Any storylines, anything you're watching, any position group, any players who may not be there possibly, or could be a little banged up?
I just want them to come there and do the interviews, and show up on time. Just show up on time. Everybody come through, do your interviews, work out, get acclimated, together, because of the OTAs. There's people coming in and out, and not everybody's there. And then a lot of people were, getting on Lamar because he wasn't there most of the OTAs, and he showed up like the last week of it or whatever. I just want everybody to show up, do your interviews, throw the ball a little bit, work on your defensive, positions, and stay healthy. Go away, after it's done, come back for training camp, be focused, be prepared, be ready, because the season's going to be long. The season's going to be even tougher than it was last season because of the schedule that we got. And just be focused, man, especially after coming from that AFC Championship game. It's like there's a chip on the team's shoulder right now. So I understand that a lot of the guys that was on that team was not on this team, but the core of that team is still here. So I just want them to be focused, man. That's all I really want. I don't want nothing crazy. I don't want anything, nothing serious, but that's what I hope they do in minicamp, and come back for training camp with the right mindset, because we definitely gonna need it this season. My God, man, that division is insane, and our schedule is no joke. So that's all I ask for mini camp, because I think that's what it is. Is mini camp this week, right?
Right.
That's
Go ahead,
it.
Cavante. From the Commanders, anything that jumps out to you, any storylines? I know Jaden Daniels, maybe some other players, or anything in the division or throughout the league.
So okay, let's start with the Commanders. It's interesting what I'm hearing and seeing about what they're doing with Emmanuel Forbes. Dan Quinn has told us on several occasions in interviews and different press conferences that he's going to find what each person does best, especially defensively, what they can do best, and put them in the absolute best position to win. Now, that's easy to be said, easy to be said than done, because obviously all coaches should and do want to do that, and should want to do that. But Emmanuel Forbes is out there catching punts, catching punts and kicks right now. Maybe we just trying stuff. It's early. I'm trying not to look too much into it, because I really want Forbes to work out at the position we drafted him at in the first round. But again, I'm going to trust defensive coordinator Coach Witt and head coach Dan Quinn when it comes to Emmanuel Forbes' development, because we all saw that he wasn't getting much of it last year. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what becomes of that, and hopefully Emmanuel Forbes could get on the field. Yeah, and hopefully they'll get the best out of him. Jaden Daniels, I'm again not looking too much into it. I'm hearing nothing but good things from Jaden Daniels, nothing but good things. But again, there's no pads. They're in the lightest of gear. It's not rough. Nothing crazy is going on as far as physicality. So it's hard to really judge that. And it's funny because I was listening to Logan Paulson, one of our former tight ends. He has a podcast with another guy who used to be a beat writer for the Commanders, and they are really lax. Like, they're not doing anything. I don't think they'll be doing anything. Literally, they're not doing anything physical until well into training camp. And back in the day, they was thudding every now and then early on. And it's really hard to judge somebody without the physicality of the game, because we know what it is on Sundays. So if you can't simulate that, it's really hard to judge what we're watching. So I'm just excited for August at this point. And training camp to come, and practices, and preseason and all that good stuff, because it's really hard to look at them now and really get a good grasp of what's to come. I'm loving, as a Commanders fan, I'm loving what I'm seeing in Dallas. Okay, Raj, I'm loving what I'm seeing in Dallas. Okay, we got Dak Prescott out there, we got CeeDee Lamb out there, and we got Michael Parsons out there that have to be paid. Absolutely have to be paid. And at most, you can pay two of them. At most, you can pay two of them. And that means my rivals will be in some turmoil. I think this upcoming football season, because CeeDee Lamb holding out. CeeDee Lamb is pulling Ezekiel Elliott back in the day. And Dak Prescott, this is his final year of the contract. So at the end of this season, he will be a free agent. And then, Michael Parsons been in the league 3 years already. You know what I'm saying? And he's one of the best defenders in the NFL. So he will get paid, on the probably Bosa end of the spectrum more. I'm sure it'll be more, because, it goes up every year. I'm pretty sure when it's time to pay Michael Parsons, he's going to be the highest paid defender at that time. And I'm just saying, cripple the Cowboys any and every way you can. I am here for all of it. Okay, I am here for all of it. So that's that. Those are some things I've been looking at and keeping my eye on, and I'm loving every bit of it.
Let us know in the comment section what you look forward to seeing, what your thoughts on the tank fight, your thoughts on Mike Tomlin, and mandatory OTAs across the National Football League. Make sure you guys vote on the poll. Let us know what your favorite sports story is right now. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and get those super chats in. Let's go to some basketball topics. Let's start with the WNBA. For the second straight week, we're talking about who else but Caitlin Clark, as she was left off the Team USA roster for the Olympics. I have the roster. I'm going to put it on screen for those who are not aware of who made the team. But Caitlin Clark, Raj, is the WNBA dropping the bag with this one? Is this a racially motivated move? Is this a little bit of haterade? Is this something that they should have put her on to get more eyes on the overall product?
I heard all of that today from various people. I'm not going to go the racist route. I'm not going to go there. I think that's just I'm not gonna go that route. I do think it's a bad move though. I do think that Caitlin Clark should have been on the Olympic team. Now, granted, I know she's not one of the best players right now in the WNBA, but last week I think we said it that she is like a draw for the WNBA. She is their version of a Larry Bird for this league, and I think that they're doing themselves a disservice by not putting her on the team and at least giving her the Christian Lightning role because there is no. I mean, the women that made it are good players, of course. Brittany Griner, Dana Taurasi, Asia Wilson. Of course, they're all great players, but I think business wise, they did themselves a disservice because um, she is the key to making this league better and more I guess more eyeballs we put on a product. Um, no, that's not to say that people all over the world is not going to watch women in the Olympics play basketball, but think about it. You have Caitlin Clark, the number one pick in this year's draft, and she has been everything that you wanted her to be as far as taking this league to another level. I think it's been 27 years since the WNBA has been created or something like that to that effect. All 27 years they have lost money. All 27 of those years, the guys like LeBron, like Michael Jordan, like Kobe Bryant, all the superstar NBA players have been carrying this league. Now, for once, finally, you have this girl named Caitlin Clark, and you also have Angel Reese that's going to help turn this around and bring eyes to the product. Why not put Caitlin Clark on this team? Why not have the whole world see what Caitlin Clark can do? And granted, she don't gotta play like a great amount of minutes or whatever. She don't gotta be out there on the floor all the time. But damn, I mean, you want this to be a global thing, right? You want to see Caitlin Clark and this WNBA this WNBA league take it to another level, right? Don't you want them to be make money and even more money going forward? This is supposed to be a forward thinking league or trying to be a forward thinking league. But I think they missed the boat. I'm pretty sure she'll make it 4 years from now, of course. But I didn't like any of it. I think she should have made it, especially for a business standpoint. But it is what it is. They chose the women they chose. I'm pretty sure they'll go over there and they'll win a gold medal, of course. And life will go on. But I think they missed a huge opportunity to put Caitlin Clark on that team.
Cravanta, I'm gonna get you up. I'm gonna read the list as not only was it Caitlin Clark who was left off, but Arike Ngumbawale from Dallas, who was the second in the NBA in scoring, also left off the team. And Caitlin Clark is currently fourth in assists. So we got Nafisa Collier from the Lynx, Kalia Cooper from the Mercury, Chelsea Gray from the Aces, Brittany Griner, as Raj mentioned, from the Mercury, Sabrina Ionescu from the New York Liberty, Jewel Lloyd from the Seattle Storm, Kelsey Plum, Las Vegas Aces, Brianna Stewart, New York Liberty, Diana Taurasi, Phoenix Mercury, who's playing in her, what is this, be her sixth Olympics? Alyssa Thomas, Connecticut Sun, Asia Wilson, I mean, come on, MVP, Finals MVP, and Jackie Young from the Aces as well. So, Karante, who would you take off if you do put Caitlin Clark on? And like I said, Arike and Ngumbawale didn't make it either. She's the chick in the State Farm commercials, if you don't know. She's in some State Farm commercials.
It is. This is tough because Raj. So this is my question I'm posing to the WNBA, the commissioner, and the guy and the people that's running, the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do? What are you trying to do? Are we? Because this is a business, so obviously we're trying to make money, right? But how are we trying to get there? And are we going to do everything it takes to get there, or are we just going to slow roll it? These questions I asked because I think you're right. Rod, you have a great point. Um, if you're trying to grow this and grow this like the fastest way it can, because my gosh, Caitlin Clark coming right in time for the Olympics is kind of crazy on the timing side of the game. And if that's the case, yeah, the WNBA missed the boat. Absolutely. They missed the boat. Now, there is a little racial undertone. I know you said you wasn't looking at race. It's a little racial undertone.
It's a little bit, but I heard it take I heard it taken like to the umpteenth point. Like,
Right.
oh, this
I
the
don't think it's that.
WNBA race. I'm like, whoa.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that, but it is a little bit. And there's been a couple instances prior to this where it's like, ugh. So one happened recently, when the young lady that knocked Caitlin Clark over, Kennedy.
Yeah.
I think the Chicago Tribune wrote an article about her, basically saying that was assault. I think that's a little on the racist side of the game. And also one thing that also involving Caitlin Clark, where she was on the losing end, but getting hyped and pushed, is when Iowa was a runner-up in the championship, when they lost to LSU, I believe, when they got invited to the White House by First Lady Biden. And I thought that was a little on the racist side too. Iowa, predominantly white team, white state, white area, and getting invited to the White House after being a runner-up is kind of crazy. But even though like she's falling, like Caitlin Clark has fallen, or let me say not falling, losing, and she's still getting a lot of press, a lot of positive press. I think the W, and this is the WNBA trying to figure out how to handle a superstar. I don't know if the WNBA was ready to put her on this team and get more backlash, get more racial backlash from that. Because again, WNBA, yes, we understand there's women that could ball all over the world, and there's some really good ball players in the WNBA. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But they wasn't bringing the eyes Caitlin Clark is bringing right now. That's a fact. If you look at the stats for the attendance and the viewership for Indiana Fever games, they are significantly higher than all other games. And Fever games, home and away.
Just look at the NBA game 1 of the NBA Finals. And I think the Fever outdrew them.
That's crazy, and that's crazy. And we're talking about the finals, but there's something we can't. Okay, a lot of people, and I'm gonna say people need to put their pride aside with this a little bit, because if you're trying to grow and be global, because once you're global, you're in a different stratosphere. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'm sure that is where the WNBA wants to be one day, but they're still trying to figure out how to deal with a superstar. Now, one thing I will say, the headlines be crazy when it comes to Caitlin Clark. The headlines be crazy. Like, it's straight clickbait. All clickbait. Hey, woke up monster. I'm cool on that. You know what I'm saying? Woke up monster. That's the quote. Cool. I'm cool on that.
What else is she gonna say? She's supposed to say
right. Nobody's happy to not be picked to be on the team. You know what I'm saying? Caitlin Clark has probably made every basketball team that she's ever tried out for. And to not be able to be on the world known, USA team, world renowned USA team, it kind of sucks. But one thing, and she'll have time because you're a rookie, So you'll have time. I'm sure she'll make the next one. Back to the headlines. Her being snubbed. I don't think that's being snubbed out off the roster. I think that's kind of crazy. Snubbed is not the right term at all. I disagree with the term snubbed. Because I don't think you haven't been here long enough. You know what I'm saying? Like there is some type of merit to being on this team. There should be. Let's say there should be at least. But again, I think this is WNBA still trying to figure some stuff out. They never had a girl of this caliber before, and my gosh, that's a crazy air ball. But you could tell the WNBA is not used to having a player of this caliber, and it's showing because one, she's playing too much. Like the Indiana Fever schedule is crazy, bananas. If anything, Kayla should be glad that she's not on this goddamn team and get a goddamn rest from all this craziness that's going on. Because again, WNBA not knowing how to handle folk, they're giving her too much, too fast, too much hype, too fast. You know what I'm saying? Breaking her. She young and a rookie and all that, but she gets tired too. You tiring her out, and she just starting. So I chalk this up to the WNBA. Not and honestly, this is not in WNBA. U.S. basketball is not even. This is not the WNBA's decision. So let's not push that narrative. This is not the US. Her not making the USA basketball team has nothing to do with the WNBA. Let's just put that. Let's just put that out there. But the WNBA is having a crash course of how, or they're having a crash course of having a superstar and having a Super Bowl, a superstar caliber player, and how to make money off of them. And they're coming through some pitfalls and all that, and the WNBA is learning like everybody else. So I understand her not being put on the team. I get it. She really ain't. She a rookie. She ain't been here long enough. She's probably not 12. She probably not the 12th best player in the league. But if you want to grow the brand, this is what you do. You grow the brand, just like any other brand. Our brand, we gotta show people. You got to show people. And yes, the WNBA, and the USA basketball team is already well known and all that. But you know what I'm saying, there ain't no documentaries out there. They don't have a redeem team. They don't have a dream team. And all that, you know what I'm saying? Like how the guys are, you know what I'm saying? Because that's ultimately who you're trying to rival and be like. You know, that's a rival who you should inspire to be like, to be global, to have documentaries, to have cameras all everywhere, because you don't know, in 20 years, this may be the best draft class ever. You know what I'm saying? For the WNBA. That's what you're trying to do. And because all of this, the NBA is making money every which way, whether it's the individual player, whether it's a documentary about a team, a Netflix special about the Lakers. It's so many ways and avenues that the NBA is making money. And the WNBA, I'm sure, would like to be there. This is a step they could have taken to get on that train. Now, I see both sides of the argument, but if I'm sitting there, I say my question again when I was saying to Raj, like, hey, what do they want to do? What do you think? Like, what do they want to do? Because obviously they want more money, more eyes, more viewership, more attendance to ultimately get more money. Caitlin Clark's bringing eyes. I'm just saying, she bringing eyes, and use her, because if we flip it, they do it to all the other black players. They use that and get on their backs and make money and all this other stuff off the backs of black players. Do it off of Caitlyn. Why not? She's a new hot thing. Use her. The WNBA definitely going to. I think women should. I think they should get hip to it.
Drizzy Dre, you're back. How you feel about this whole situation?
Hey, Chocolate Bright, I see you chiming in. You know, from a business standpoint, it makes sense to put Caitlyn on the team. She's already averaging 2 million viewers every time she's on TV. She's national. Every game of hers is a nationally televised game. I just went to the Mystics game on Friday, and the arena looked like it was sold out, man. I mean, the Wizards can't even get those type of numbers now. My gosh,
Take a
it's
shot.
terrible. It's terrible.
I mean, honestly speaking, man.
Come on now, say it with me. Everybody beats the Wiz.
But so she puts butts in the seats. She gets people to, whether that's at home or in the arena, she brings attention and people to it. They were saying that, she could be on the WNBA. I'm sorry, not the Team USA next year. Time is now. You got to strike that thing while the time is now, because people's attention spans are not the same. And it's not to say that in 4 years from now, we may not be talking about her the same way. I don't know how her career is going to go. I do agree that the people that they have are great players, but I'm just saying from a business and marketing standpoint, just to put her on, even if she didn't get much time, it's just the fact that let's capitalize on and go all in on this while we can. Team USA, though, they've had great players and trials over the years because they've won the gold several times.
A lot.
Oh, and people are not talking about it. We always talk about the men and their shortcomings, but we don't talk about the ladies who actually win this thing and have been doing it consistently and greatly for years. But that's the only reason I would say that had put Caitlyn on, just for that standpoint. But if you do look at it, though, the women that they do have, they do deserve to be on. But my only argument is just to put her on just for that, because like Cavante was saying, for years they've been asking for us to watch them, support them, and if you have a superstar who brings who it's different from somebody like a Cravante who's been watching it since the Genesis. That means he's dead. Our boy Paul, who's a season ticket holder. So some people have been all in from jump. It's different for you guys as opposed to people who are now just coming in.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. The casual person who's not watching the WNBA but checking it out because of the Caitlin Clark effect. Yeah, watch. I would have just put her on just because of that. But also, let me say this standpoint too. It's not just Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese has a big. She's a big part of why this whole thing is happening. It really is, honestly, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. They're going to be tied together for this movement forever because of that viral moment that happened between them in the national championship game. So, but I think that at least Caitlin Clark should have been on. I'm pretty sure down the road they'll both be on Team USA without a shadow of a doubt. But from that, again, from the marketing and business standpoint, I would have thought that they would have put Caitlin on there just for that and to get more viewership on it. Who knows, an injury may happen or whatever to get Caitlin on as a reserve, but I'm not mad at the selection either because, like I was saying, they've been winning for years, but I do think about what she has brought to the WNBA and college basketball.
So Dre, and Raj, Byron, it's been the age-old question in sports. Is it winning or money? Same. So one of those things we ask, every time a contract and all that comes up, he doing this for the bag, or he want to go to a good situation to win. So
see, I thought you were talking about the Dallas Cowboys for a second, so I was confused.
First of all, it's always about money for Dallas. It's always about money. Always. Damn what you heard. It's always about money when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. But so I take the Olympic team as an example. We're gonna win like we continue doing, or we trying to grow the brand for women's basketball, and I ain't just women's basketball as a whole, because they've been winning for a while, but the brand for women's basketball has not been great, and they've been winning for a very long time. If y'all look at their record, the women's international, ain't nobody messing with this team. So, Caitlin Clark or not, ain't nobody messing with this team. So, do we want to grow the brand, or do we just want to win?
I think you can do both. I think
you can, but they're choosing not to.
I think that because I think Caitlin would have just been one component of it, and she would have been probably coming off the bench and contributing as a shooter. So I don't think that she would have necessarily had that much of an impact, this go around. So, and like I said, I think that for me, I would have put her on just for money purposes and trying to continue to grow the brand for USA basketball. But I think both could have happened. I don't think that adding her to the team hurts the team, and it's like taken away from somebody when they probably would have won anyway. But I think
if you have the opportunity to do both, why don't you?
I think that team. So from what I gathered was that Team USA said that the physicality of the game, because if she's already struggling right now with the WNBA and the physicality of it, and she's going to struggle even more because internationally they're even more rough. They going definitely roughing her up. So I don't think that. Plus Gino has come out with some comments too about the physicality of it. So I think that she has to still adjust. It's still an adjusting period, and that's probably what they're looking at.
Really.
Sometimes. Go ahead, Raj. I know you had something to say. I'll give you the last word.
I just want to say this. I get it. I understand. It's very physical. It would probably be too much for her. But like I said before, you could use her as a Christian lightener. You don't have to put her in the game, for half of the game or whatever. You use her in certain spots, and you just use her to grow the game. They have missed the boat on this, and I think they're doing themselves a disservice, honestly. Now, we already know that the men is going to be watched a lot, in these Olympics. Will the women be watched as much as the men? They might be. Who knows? But I think they would definitely be watched if Caitlin Clark was definitely a part of this team. But it is what it is. They missed the boat. Hopefully Caitlin, gets better. Hopefully she makes it 4 years from now. But like Dre said, they might have missed the boat on her this year, because right now she's hot. She's on fire. She's the talk of the town. She might not be 4 years from now. And the WNBA might not be where it's at 4 years from now, if you know what I mean. So it is what it is. They missed the boat. It is what it is.
Great analogy too, Uncle Raj, with that one about the Christian Laettner being on the Dream Team.
Well, let's get to.
And real folks don't even know that.
Right.
He was even on that team. Don't even know.
He's right. People do forget that he was really on the team.
Speaking of
Anthony Davis was on the 2012 team, but he was a rookie. Same way.
Very true.
Speaking of dreaming, I guess wake me up when the Lakers find a coach, Laker Nation. As
Uh,
it's now announced, they will have a coach by the NBA draft, which is June 26th, as Dan Hurley, which we broke the news early on, shout out to Dre, with the short, turned down a 6-year, $70 million contract from the LA Lakers. Sources tell ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, and he will instead return to UConn to chase a third straight title. Yeah, Hurley has gone 68-11 over the last 2 seasons, of course, 2 national championships, and he's trying to become the second program to win 3 straight men's national titles. The other one, of course, the great John Wooden UCLA Bruins. They did it when they won 7 championships in a row from 67 through 73. They have the number one recruiting class. They got guys coming back. They will lose center Donovan Clingan and guard Steven Castle and Tristan Newton to the draft, but he's 141 and 58 in 6 seasons at UConn, 292 and 163 overall. I think UConn said they're going to make him the third highest paid coach in college basketball. In the NBA, he probably wouldn't even have been in the top 10 with that deal. The Lakers did fire Darvin Ham, who's going back to Milwaukee to be Doc's top assistant as well. Cravante, I'm gonna start with you because I know you mentioned you'll probably get more into a little bit when you get to the goofiness. But how are you feeling about the Lakers? Love you. I know you love the goofiness with the Cowboys and the Lakers.
That one and the same. One and the same. Just so overhyped. Just overhyped. Always in the news. Good, bad, and different. Goofy, embarrassing. Good, bad, ugly, and embarrassing. They're gonna find their way in the news. And all that transpired is just this is where the Lakers have become. This is the result of the Lakers just mismanaging, just mismanaging between players, coaches, timing, and everything. I'm not surprised. Coach Dan did not come all the way to La La Land, to the West Coast, to be the head coach of the Lakers. It is a very, very stressful job. And back hilarious. Very, very funny. It's not as an attractive place to be as it used to be. And that's just what it is. And I don't know what his aspirations are as far as going to the NBA and being an NBA head coach. But if you have the opportunity and the clout, you'll go to a situation and you'll be able to choose, what situation you go to. And he's built a hell of an empire at Connecticut in UConn. And you leave all that for opportunity to coach LeBron? We've seen LeBron, what LeBron's done to coaches before. We've seen it multiple times. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of times it's unfair to the coaches. And I don't know if Coach Dan wants that for his career and his legacy. I'm sure he still does want to be an NBA coach, but I don't know if LA Lakers was the best landing spot, especially given that LeBron is where he's at in his career. LeBron, he's about to come out. It's about to get weird. So I don't know if that's the best spot, nor the best time to be the Lakers head coach.
Go ahead, Rod. You want to go? I told you, JJ Redick looks like he's going to be the guy, but James Brago from the Pelicans and Jay Wright, they even threw him out there today, possibly as a dark horse.
Who?
Jay Wright from Villanova.
He coached at Villanova.
Yeah.
He's a
okay, yes. You know, I was thinking about Jay, the guy that was on that he began into it with Stephen A. Smith. He played at Duke.
Oh, you talking about Jay Will?
Jay Will. That's who I thought of when you said Jay Wright. I was like, how? When that come from?
Yes.
But okay, Jay Wright. Okay.
And the Lakers been out since how long? They still don't have a coach, and they probably won't have one until around the draft. Roger.
This is ridiculous. Okay, the Lakers made an ass out of themselves. They did themselves a complete disservice. A complete disservice.
That's the word, Raj. That's the word.
I mean, they went out there. They made JJ Redick the candidate to be. He was going to be the guy. And all of a sudden, they pivot towards this dude at UConn who's won 2 national championships. Now, granted, he's a good college coach. Okay, he's a good college coach. We don't know what he's going to do in the NBA. We know that he coaches kids. He doesn't coach men. But it is what it is. They say he's very hyper. He gets very hyper on the sidelines. A lot of guys in the NBA don't care about that. Can you see Anthony Davis moving to that at age 31 or LeBron James at age 40 and he's being goofy on the sidelines like he's the Clippers owner? Like he's the Clippers owner. Yeah, looking exactly like how Magic's looking right now. Could you imagine that? No, I can't imagine that. So I thought the Lakers in general were completely goofy for trying to go after him. On top of that, now they look even stupider because he turned down that massive offer that they gave him or they was trying to give him. So
real quick, Raj, it would have made him the 5th highest among NBA coaches. For context, Darvin Ham only made $5 million, which was 18th.
Hey, Dre.
And that's the point I'm trying to make here, guys. It didn't matter if he took the job or if he didn't take the job.
Stupid.
It's just straight stupid, as Cravante said. It's just straight stupid. This team right here should have just kept Darvin Ham, honestly. I don't know why they got rid of him. I understand Anthony Davis didn't like him in certain spots, but you know what you do? You go out there, you get an assistant to help Darvin Ham make some of these adjustments. You don't just straight fire Darvin Ham. That makes absolutely no sense. It made no sense from the jump. So now look at you. Look at you now. Look at you now. You're going out there getting JJ Redick or some other bum on the sidelines to try to figure this crap out. It's not going to be a good look for the Lakers. It's not going to be a good summer for the Lakers. They're going to go straight to where. And I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron does not come back to this team. I wouldn't be surprised at all, especially depending on who the coach is going to be, because they screwed this up. They really screwed themselves on this. And they looked even stupider than they did these past couple weeks by Dan Hurley turning down the job. So they getting pimp smacked to the back of the line, and I don't feel sorry for them at all. I hope Darvin Ham is laughing because I know Russell Westbrook was. But it is what it is. And looks like Boston will be getting number 18 and the Lakers will be getting, say that again, Byron, what they're getting again?
Oh, they're getting JJ Redick.
Okay. There you go.
Go Google it.
Go Google.
Jersey Dre. Any hope? As you are the optimist here.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if y'all can see the shirt is strive for greatness.
Let me get you on that, brother. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. I got you.
We strive for goofiness. That's what we're striving for.
Yeah, that's
Goat James.
It starts with a G. Strive for goofiness. I think that's what it says.
Oh, Goat James. It says strive for greatness, goddammit. And the Los Angeles Lakers, that's what we do. We strive for greatness over here in Lakerland. Remember, we're tied with Boston right now at 17 apiece. Boston has not won the championship yet. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, but hey, stranger things have happened in the NBA. Nevertheless, I'm not mad at the Lakers for trying. They tried at Coach K a few years ago. Coach K turned them down. They tried at Dan Hurley. He turned them down. At least I have a franchise that's willing to go out there and try. And I think LeBron James will resign no matter who the head coach is, because I mean, at this point in his career, why leave LA? Your businesses are out here. Your money is growing more and more. LeBron is the GOAT. Goddammit. Goat James. But the next coach, whether it's JJ Redick, Jay Wright, I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm not mad at this team for at least trying. It didn't surprise me that Dan Hurley did turn down the job. I mean, anytime he had to go back and make a decision as opposed to being right then and there, I was like, yeah, he probably turned down the job. But It is what it is at this point. The Lakers, probably part of why he turned the job down is because the Lakers just have no like real draft capital. Um, money is tied up in LeBron, AD, and
Goofiness.
Austin Reeves. So they still have a lot of maneuvering, and
You
then
got
when
money tied up in Austin Reeves.
they remember they paid Austin Reeves.
I'm not coaching either.
So, I mean, when you look at the landscape of the West, one thing about when you think about these playoffs, they have young emerging stars. Luka, even though he's been in the league, it seems like for a while. I mean, 6 years, he's still young. He's in his early 20s. You got Anthony Edwards, who we seen. I mean, Cat looks like he about to be the face of the league right there. I mean, the work that he did. And he's just going to get better and better. You got SGA with the Thunder. You've got Yamba with the Spurs, and the Spurs, they got plenty of draft capital over there, so they'll make some moves. So it's a lot of young emerging talent over in the West and in the and right now the Lakers, though they have AD and LeBron, who are both all NBA. I mean, how much longer, can you go seasons without them having any major injuries? And then all the past season, they made it to the Western Conference Finals, and this year they got swept by gentlemen sweep by the defending champs, and then you fire the head coach. So it shows instability right there when it comes to the front office and the head coaching position. So if I was, I don't blame Dan Hurley for turning down that job when UConn, you have a possibility, a history of being a three-peat, and then you're already, even with the NIL deals, you still can be the head guy in charge because people. One thing about kids, yes, they want their money, but they also want to win. So if you have a program that's winning right now and the program right now, having a chance to propel themselves up there with the great college programs such as Duke, Kentucky, UNC, so UCLA. I mean, hey, I have a chance to really make some noise and make some history here. I'm gonna keep at it. So I'm not mad that he did what he did, but it's just disappointing, I would say, more so than a disservice. Because of the things that the Lakers have done over the years to not secure somebody getting that job.
Let us know in the comment
And
section.
why would he want to
below.
coach LeBron? What are you talking about?
What you think about
you would want to coach the greatest of all time.
The Dan Hurley situation, the Lakers situation? Who do they hire as coach? Vote on the poll. Let's get to these finals before we get goofy and get out of here. Dre, the finals over? I mean, I know you said it's not over yet. Boston up 2-0. And the scary thing is Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown really haven't had a great game yet. Drew Holiday led them yesterday with over 20 points. Luka got going in the first half, finished with a triple-double, but no help, and really seems like his injuries are just wearing him down. And Kyrie, nowhere to be found as well. Series does shift to Dallas on Wednesday for Game 3.
I was optimistic, and I said that it's not over in the last segment that we just did, but this is the flex zone, and I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. This thing is over, y'all. I mean,
Finish him, Daddy.
I mean, you know what happens when you go up 2-0. And I mean, it was one thing, last night, I mean, game one, Porzingis, you figured, all right, he's not going to have that type of game every time. That was a once in a blue moon type of thing. Then game two happened when we were doing the live stream last night for NXT, and the Mavs, they were right in it, and then that fourth quarter, they just started pulling away, and it's just like, my gosh. I don't know. I mean, Luka, it's really, it feels like how Ant-Man was out there in the previous series against the Mavs. It's just one man against the whole team. Kyrie has been really disappointing in this series. Um, but we said Porzingis would be the difference maker in this, and he was in game one. Game two, another trade that they made, Drew Holiday, he was the difference in this last game. So it just seems like Boston is just too much for them, and nobody else is showing up for these finals except Luca. And until somebody else shows up, because we really, though we focus in on the stars, it's really about the role players and other people who step up. Until that happens, the Mavs aren't winning. And I mean, maybe it's a gentleman, might be a sweep, might be a gentleman's sweep, but this thing is over. I mean, you can't go down 2-0 to a Boston team that's hungry, and they've made the moves to be the superpower team in the NBA right now. And I say superpower because the being able to get Drew Holiday, being able to get Porzingis already along with Tatum and Brown, when in today's cap, you see the big three era is over. So, I mean, you could barely get these people unless you get them at the minimum, and sometimes that doesn't even work because you see the Clippers have 4 Hall of Famers on their team, and they can't even get they can't get to the conference finals. So right now it just seems like it's just over for the Mavs. I feel bad for Luka for getting to an NBA Finals, and then it seemed like so much promise and potential as the hottest team in the league, and Boston just killed all momentum of any of that happening.
Raj, go ahead.
Bro, you did a long soliloquy about nothing. All right. I told you last week that this team has too much depth. I told you that there was too much for the Mavericks. Y'all both picked the Mavericks to win. Now it seems like, oh, Big Raj was right. It is too much depth. Look, Porzingis is scoring 20. Drew Holiday scoring 26. Derek White, ball-headed ass, is out there balling out of control. And what is Jason Tatum doing? Averaging triple doubles. What is Jaylen Brown doing? He dunking on people. I mean, but they don't have to do or carry the load because they have everybody else working with them and working for them. So Kyrie Irving, like you said, has been very disappointing. That's the key factor right there for Dallas. It's Kyrie Irving averaging what 13 points in 2 games. You need to average about 30, sir, if you want to have a chance to win this series. And although Luka Doncic is hurt, he is still putting on points, still putting on a clinic offensively. But the others, other than Kyrie Irving, has not been showing up. PJ Washington is nowhere to be found. Daniel Gafford is nowhere to be found as well. And Mark Cuban, of course, is nowhere to be found. It is what it is. It's about to be that time. That's right. That's right. Hit him again. Hit him again.
Yeah.
Getting smacked. Oh, oh my. Oh yes, there you go. But like I was saying before, this series has been over since the inception of it. I don't think they're coming back. I don't see the Mavericks.
Yo, he's doing so much damage with that chair, yo.
Yes.
I mean that was Stone Cold back in the day, man. You either got a stunner or you got a chair.
Somebody's getting hit in the head with a chair. Right now is the Dallas Mavericks. They getting hit in the head with chairs all game long. So I just don't see this tide turning. I think that either Boston is going to sweep them or Dallas is going to win at least one game. But this series is over with, man. They don't have no real answer for anything on Boston because Boston has a complete team. Like they have a complete team, and Dallas's run, although it has been great in the playoffs, is coming to an end.
Go ahead, Cravante.
So the tipping point of this whole thing is Porzingis. I didn't think Porzingis was going to come in there and look like he been playing this whole time. Porzingis has not been playing basketball for quite some time. He didn't have no rust. He looked like he played 2 days ago. He looked like he been in the gym. He probably been practicing with the team for all we know, and just ain't been playing in the games. Like I was thought to believe, I believe that he was hurt this whole time. You know what I'm saying? And really just got cleared to play. He looked like he been playing all year. he looked like he is in prime mid-season, prime playoff form. Like he's been playing these playoffs. That's how he looked. He looked like he been playing. He playing like he been there. He's been playing. He looks like he's playing like he been there, and that is the absolute difference maker because now it's given that Tatum don't even got to show up for real because now Porzingis look like he's trying to make up for lost time. You know what I'm saying? Like he's coming in, he's the third option for real, and playing like he got something to prove. And who's the third option? If we going for player, who's the third option for Dallas? Is it PJ? I haven't heard from Tim Hardaway. Does Tim Hardaway still play for this team?
It's Brittany Renner. That's who the third option is.
If that's the third option, then they getting swept, right? If that's the third option, they getting swept. But Porzingis is the difference maker because he hasn't been there none of the playoffs, right? When did he get hurt?
I think
he's been out since April.
At the end of the season, he got it.
Right. So he ain't been a part of none of the playoffs. That means he's not a part of the game plan or none of that. And even then, you come back, you're like, God damn, like, you gonna have some rust on you? He looks like he's been playing the whole time. And now, at first, I thought it was even, somewhat. Porzingis knocked it. It's completely over now. It's completely over to the Celtics side. Completely. Porzingis is the reason why, because he's been a non-factor for all the playoffs because he hasn't been playing. And now, boom, he come back and he looked like he's in regular playoff form. So he's the difference. And the Mavericks, and if you go in tip play for player, the Boston Celtics have a bunch of guys who do well with spacing and guys that can either shoot or score, which is putting the Dallas Mavericks defensively in a very precarious situation. And on the offensive side, you just have Luka and Kyrie. Unfortunately, I didn't know no PJ. I haven't seen Tim Hardaway Jr. The team that beat the Timberwolves, where did that team go? Kyrie was all this and all that. And it looks like, and Kyrie is very disappointing right now. Very disappointed because I feel like if he'd have played how he did in the beginning minutes of the second game, the whole game, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Because this was the game to get because the Celtics did not play a very good game. In game two, it would be like they did not play to their caliber. So Dallas, this should have been the game to get, but Kyrie would have had to have one of them games. He's finally helping the Celtics. I don't like it. So and it seems like all the chirping is really. It feels like he's affected. The whole Dallas, the fans, and all the atmosphere. He looks like he's affected, and it's affecting him negatively. And he was talking. I think it was after game one where he was like, "I thought they'd be louder." Shut up and ball. Shut up. Just like last series when Anthony Edwards woke up the beast in Kyrie. So I want that matchup. Shut up. Shut up. Hey, Byron, where's my stupid button? Where's my stupid button?
We need to get a shut up soundbite, by the way.
Because
stupid.
What are we talking about?
Just stupid.
Stupid. Just stupid. Anthony Edwards. Stupid. Just stupid. Leave Kyrie alone. But now you done woke up with beast and he done gave y'all. He done gave it to y'all. Kyrie, it's your turn. You talking about the goddamn fans. We're not even talking about ball no more. You got a chance for a championship. You got a chance to get a championship without LeBron James. You got a chance. This is your chance right here. And you out here worried about the fans and how loud they been, and you playing like trash. Kyrie! What my man say? Kyrie! Kyrie ain't saying, Kyrie! You not hooping, Kyrie! You not hooping! And it sucks because now is the NBA Finals is not watchable. Kyrie! Luka needs you. That's Luka. Let's Luka. Kyrie! Luka is calling Kyrie. Because I don't know how many minutes it is, but I'm sure it's a lot. Luka then played 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, a whole bunch of minutes. Because every game he averaged 40, 44 minutes. At some point, he gonna break down. Because he don't get no breaks for real. Unless they blowing somebody out. Kyrie, where you at, man? Dallas, Luka needs you to make this into a competitive series. They need you. And especially now that the Celtics got their third guy who just came back, who looked like he's always been there and ain't never left. Yeah, y'all got a problem. And also the Celtics are a better team away than they are at home.
Mm-hmm.
Go figure that. The next 2 games in y'all crib. Next three games in y'all crib.
I think it's back to 2-2-1-1-1.
Oh, it's 2. Okay, well, the next 2.
Yep,
well,
2,
you may not even get past the 2. So damn the 3. Even if it was 3, damn the 3. You may not get there the way y'all been playing. But very disappointing. Raj, you hit the nail on the head again, brother. It looks like the Celtics are finally able to get over the hump. Thank you, Porzingis. Because for Porzingis, he tipped this scale mean. He tipped this scale real mean. And shout out to Drew Holiday. Try to tell that guy Shane every time. Try to tell Shane he was gonna be all right. Shane made that big fuss, and now he about to get his 18th banner. Probably.
I hope they don't.
More than likely, they're probably gonna get their next banner. I understand how y'all feel as Lakers fans, but they're in 2-0 in the finals. I think it's like 80-85% or something like that when you go up 2-0, something like that.
Sharon down there letting it out as well.
That's right, Miss Sharon. He's right. Exactly. That's what that's.
If Kyrie would have shown up, it'd probably be 1-1 right now.
Let us know. Vote on the poll. What you think about the finals? Is it over? Will we still be talking about this series next Monday? I think game 3 is Wednesday, and then it would be Wednesday. Then it would be what, Friday? I'll get the schedule right now. Actually, as I'm on
Friday.
Yeah, so it'll be Friday, and then it would be Wednesday, and Friday. Game 4 would be Friday, and then I think if needed, game 5 would be on Monday.
If needed, my heavens.
If needed, so in Boston. So we may be on air while we talk about the crowning of a new champion. Well, Sharon, you look like you just don't win either way, because either one of them is going to win. So we'll see what happens with that as well. Cravante, you ready to get goofy, my guy?
Let's do it.
It's time for Cravante's Goofies of the Week.
Of course. Something wrong here.
Well, now that's goofy.
Welcome.
Stupid. Just stupid. Jam.
Yes.
Oh, jam.
Yes. All of that good stuff. Welcome, good people. It's Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Appreciate you guys for giving me a little bit of time to let me tell the good people what I thought was goofy this week. Weekend and today, what have you. Y'all know I deal with goofiness. I point out goofiness, I call out goofiness as I see it. Goofiness has been at an all-time high. 2024 has been crazy, guys. I can't wait I'm not rushing it because we halfway through. But by the time in the next 6 months, I'll be doing a Goofy of the Year, and we have quite a few candidates. Let's say that strong candidates halfway through. But yes, I call out goofiness of all forms, high, low, in the middle. But 2024 has been at an all-time high. And there's been a couple usual suspects. And one of my usual suspects is the LA Lakers. That's right, guys. Byron, Raj. Oh, no, sorry, not Byron. Dre, Raj. Yes, the Los Angeles Lakers. With the mishaps and the goofiness that they participated in this past weekend / earlier. Well, now it's after 12 o'clock on the East Coast, so now we're officially on Tuesday. But this Monday, early Monday, and over the weekend. So for those of y'all that's unaware or been under a rock, the Los Angeles Lakers were sometime not that long ago, maybe about a month or so ago, JJ Redick popped out and as a potential candidate for the LA Lakers, and then boom, recently, Dan Hurley of the UConn Huskies men's basketball team just rocketed up the board and became all of a sudden the number one candidate. How do we know? The Lakers said something. How did it turn out? Terribly, because the Lakers did something. And that something is, how do I say? You know how sometimes you think somebody or somebody thinks they're so big and so bad and things are just going to work out how they think it's going to work out to their benefit? That's the LA Lakers. They just knew that they had a grand old shot at Dan Hurley. Threw the bag at him too. I think 6 years, 70, somewhere around 11 and a half, something like that. And I think Byron, you were saying that he was the fifth. He would have been the fifth highest paid head coach. Not terrible. 6 years, I think. But that's kind of funky because head coaches in the NBA, the head coaches in the NFL, any of the sports, the years really don't matter, because if you're bad enough, they'll get you out of there. And they just knew. And this is the Lakers' own doing, because the Lakers can't shut up. The Lakers are so full of themselves, they cannot shut up. Even in the midst, they just think they gonna get the girl. And the girl turn them down, and it's like, but I'm the Lakers. How could you say no to the Lakers? Because the Lakers aren't who they used to be. Times have changed. Eras have changed. The Lakers are not who they used to be. And you can see in how they struggle to keep players, keep head coaches. Once upon a time, everybody wanted to come to LA, play for the Lakers. That was a dream for a lot of people, a lot of kids growing up, and that became NBA players. Playing for the Lakers, playing for the Knicks or any of the other cornerstone franchises, Celtics, any of those cornerstone franchises for the NBA. It's like you want to play for those teams. Not anymore. Especially now that LeBron is on the team. You have to take that into account. You almost have to use LeBron as a reference almost to get a head coach. Because straight up, LeBron does not have a great track record when it comes to head coaches. It is what it is, which makes any place where he is not a very attractive spot. So how much say so are you really going to give a rookie head coach in the NBA? How much say so are you going to give him, and you still have a LeBron James on your team? Really and truthfully, that's something you have to think about, which is also one of the things why the Lakers isn't really attractive. kind of how it is, kind of how those things go. I think Dan Hurley is like start a new journey, exciting journey, and with a lot of unknowns, or go back and continue building your empire at UConn. He's the next bet. He's the next thing. Men's college basketball, as far as head coaches, it's him. Back-to-back championship. Got a chance to go to 3. It's only one other program that's done 3 back-to-back, and they did another 3 back-to-back. And it just isn't seen, especially in the NIL deal era of sports. Dan Hurley just said, "Nah, I think I'm good. I think I'm okay." And I think that's a gut punch to the Lakers, because now the crazy thing is, whoever they go to next, you were second, whether it's JJ Redick or whatever the other guy y'all said, Jay Wright, I believe. So it kind of is like, the Lakers just being, yep. That's the Lakers being goofy and continuing to be reminded of how goofy they have become and where they are in the state of LA basketball. Oh snap. Don't put no fire to it. But that's where they are. And I ain't gonna hold you. It's fun. Yep. Yep. Don't put the fire to that. Don't put the fire to that. Blow the whole house up. That's how they feel right now. And look right now. It's not good. But I'm here for it. I am here for it. Now, that's one of my goofies, my last one. I'm gonna do it real quick. Kind of what I alluded to before, and the chocolate writer actually said something that reminded me. My gosh, this is a tough time in basketball, because I want to say it has it been the last 6 years we've had 6 different champions, something like that. Now it is fun getting some new blood, some fresh blood in there, being able to compete for championships, but it's like it's not really as watchable as it was when we had that one team that dominated and we just want somebody to go up against them and give them a good matchup. It's interesting because the attendance and the viewership is terrible. Like, the finals is not a good product. We don't have the usual suspects like a LeBron James or Golden State Warriors, or in the Miami Heat, San Antonio Spurs. And San Antonio Spurs is not a sexy team by no means, even when they were. But the matchup against LeBron and them was absolutely watchable. But because it was the Heat at the time with the big three, and we got Tim Duncan and the fundamentals playing them, it was fun to watch. We wanted to see, can LeBron get over the hump? Can San Antonio take them down? LeBron versus the Golden State, LeBron, Kyrie, and the Cavs versus the Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and the Golden State Warriors. Now, towards the end, it got a little But the first couple years, it was like, all right, yeah, they the best teams. These are the juggernauts. We want to see them collide. So that is the one downfall about new blood, especially two new guys, two new teams. that we haven't seen or that haven't won a championship in a little bit. But it's absolutely boring. It's boring. And for this to be the last series of the basketball season, this leaves a sour taste in your mouth. Like, no. And last thing, Kyrie. And it's really boring because if Kyrie would show up, I think this would be a much better series. Much better series. So shout out to my man that always does reenactments of NBA players, especially LeBron. Because all I could think about is when Kyrie playing this so terrible and talk about the fans and all that goofiness. Kyrie! They need you, man. You could bring some excitement and possibly turn into a series because it's looking like next time we have a show, that might be it. And having a boring finals in any sport absolutely sucks. Not good for viewership and not good for the fans and not good for us leading to the summer. So, got to do better. All involved. Y'all know my line. There's a thin line between goofy and great. And all these folks are on the wrong end of it. Got to do better.
Of course. Something wrong here.
Well, now that's goofy. Jam. Oh, jam.
That's right.
Stupid.
Yep.
Just stupid.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Man.
Episode 445 during next week. What can the people expect?
At least the NBA Finals, and probably talk a little MLB.
Yes, we will have the Negro League celebration as we head into Juneteenth weekend as well. So we'll be talking the great Willie Mays, 92 years old, still kicking. They'll be honoring him next week as we head into Juneteenth weekend and Afram weekend in this area as well. So for all those interested parties. But this weekend, we got a big fight coming up. Tank Davis will be talking about it. But this weekend, Raj, guess what? More WWE premium live events on the Flex Zone, baby.
Which means for
another Saturday afternoon.
Monday, because Monday is our middle name. But anyway, yes, we're doing Clash at the Castle.
Yes.
This coming weekend, we're having previews this weekend, Byron.
Yes.
Have previews for Clash at the Castle, AEW Dynamite on Wednesday.
Yes.
We have plenty of other things coming in the later future of the show. So stay tuned. Hit the like and subscribe button on the YouTube channel, the Flex Zone Podcast on YouTube. For those of you who have not came over to YouTube, come over to YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button. I guarantee you will not be disappointed.
Executive producer, co-patriarch, the tribal chief, Jersey Dre, senior producer, co-patriarch as well, Cravante Bay, social media producer, the Beat Man Big Raj, God's favorite host, social media producer, yours truly. Only place fellas give me sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Throw up your ones. Acknowledge the head of the sports podcast table. Flex Zone Podcast. Twitter, Instagram, the Flex Zone 1. The email, flexzone1@gmail.com. The Flex Zone 1 on Cash App. And of course, the Flex Zone Podcast on TikTok as well. Hit the bell. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button. Let us know your thoughts. Vote on the poll. And yes, we'll be live this weekend for Clash at the Castle. And back next Monday for episode 445, AEW on Wednesday. And previews for Clash at the Castle throughout the week. Possibly as early as tomorrow. We'll see. And we'll talk about the Ravens possibly as well with mini camp OTAs mandatory Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. For Dre, Cravante, Raj, God's favorite host. We see you, Miss Sharon. Thank you to Chocolate Writer in the chat. She was with us the whole show. Everybody else, that's on X or Twitter, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, of course. Make sure you guys, if you haven't already, go over to YouTube, subscribe to the Flex Zone. That's how you're going to get the best of everything we do here. All the live streams, all the videos, all the live podcasts as well. We're going to put the kids to bed. What a way to start the work week. Another great episode in the books for Dre, Cavante, and Raj, and you Flex Zone family. Only place giving you sports how you want it, fellas.
When you need it.
Need it.
Have a good night, everybody. Peace.
I'm about to go rob something. Y'all know me. I'm dangerous.
Go Google it.